Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel Football Club Barcelona Nation. I hope everyone is fine. So in today's video we are going to be talking about our previous game, Barca against Las Palmas, where we won 2-0, and also tonight, big game in the Copa del Rey. It's Barca against Atletico Madrid, the first leg of the semi-finals, Copa del Rey at home. So let's get into it. So going back to our previous win, it was a tough game and we were rescued by the subs. Goals from Olmo in the 62nd minute and Ferran just sealing it in the 95th minute. So Las Palmas was very tough. They were very compact at the back. We had discussed how these types of team always give us lots of headache, difficult to break into, and we saw it in the first half. We also saw lots of tackles to our players. And coincidentally, with the ref signs before the match, respect to the referees. So this referee, he only gave 2 yellow cards. One so late into the game, he had to do it, and De Jong on the bench. And now going to the lineup, it was Chesney in goal, Kunde, Kubasi, Eric and Balde in the back. So there was no rest for Kubasi as we thought, together with Inigo, both were benched. And then in the midfield, it was Pedri, Fermin and Casado. So Pedri was back to where he started, and in my opinion, I didn't see much from him as compared to the other previous game. His level was a bit reduced even with Flick's praises, maybe fatigue or something, but he displayed a few of his attributes. De Jong was benched. Olmo didn't get the start but came in the second half and showed why my prediction should always be used. It worked out as a super sub though, but based on how frustrating this game was, more so in the first half, he's the type of player who could ease things for us. And then up front, Lewandowski, Rafinha and Yamal. Yamal making it 50 goal contributions in 100 games. Let's remember he's just 17 years. But looking at his form in terms of goal scoring, it seems to have been dropped, but we know his time will come. So 8 out of 11 for the predictions. And now let's go into the first half. So before I even go to the first half, this was the VAR team. How many screens can you count? I could see 10 screens and more from the bottom of the screen too. They also the continuous tackles and tackles as we did. All of us, I believe, we could not even talk to the referees. The only difference is that we just used one screen to watch the game. And later we will come to the Eric Garcia handball claims. So I'm very mad how these 10 screens could not see the angles, while it was clear offside in all our screens. I don't know why they had to waste time going to the VR to check the handball, but let's get into the first half. So we started the game with tackles after tackles. So this was the first tackle in the 34th second. And basically our offside trap was working. We caught them offside a lot of the time. And then 3 minutes in, this was a very nice cross. Fermin down on the wing and Lewandowski in the middle. Fermin drops it to Lewandowski and Lewandowski was just 3-5 seconds early. He didn't get enough contact with the ball. Also here in the 13th minute, you can see how our offside trap was working. And we started well in general. We knew we had to score. And maybe I can say they started to bring the frustration so early into the game. This was in the 14th minute. They started to dive inside the box and you could see all sorts of tension in the bench. Not tension, but you can see Olmo on the right side of the screen, Ferran and De Jong. And then in the 34th minute, this was Casado. If you go and check it in the video, this was a very harsh tackle and a very harsh way to go into Casado. So we found it very difficult to break into Las Palmas. And 43 minutes in, Olmo was called up to start warming. So maybe there were regrets on why we benched him. But little did we know that he's the only one who would come in and rescue us. 43 minutes in, you can see another tackle. So if you go and watch it in video, you'll really be frustrated. I cannot even analyze which type of tackles are this. And going into the second half, we knew this was going to be a very frustrating game. Olmo came in immediately and 6 minutes in, Rafinha also tried to bring frustrations, maybe claiming for a penalty. I don't think this was enough contact to be called for as a penalty. In the 58th minute, we can see this tackle on Yamal. And immediately after the game, Yamal posted this on Instagram. You can see his foot with all this blood. and he captioned no foul. So going back to all these screens, they saw it in different angles. The referee was experiencing and seeing these types of tackles. So almost 1 hour into the game, and he did not give a single yellow card. You could see Yamal limping in the 59th minute. So it was a horrible game. I'm so sorry for the referee. I think he was just trying to manage the game. Now that Real Madrid and everyone who hates Barcelona, they're trying to hype this referee agenda. And Yamal, to be honest, he was trying to give everything. 60 minutes in, you could think he was limping, so he should have been subbed. But look at him on the wing. He drives in and he squares the ball to Olmo. Olmo in a very tight space. It's one touch and the ball was in. And is the one who started this move, driving from the half of our field. The goalkeeper had no chance. And here, Balde, we can see Olmo and Lewandowski waiting for the ball. And now Las Palmas realized Olmo was a threat. They also tried to tackle him. So this was very scary. I even thought he would have been subbed. And now the big drama was in the 80th minute. You can see here, they found a cross. And in this situation, you can see 4 players offside. And then on the rebound, it hit Eric Garcia on his arms. The referee had to be called to check this. And I was wondering what he was going to check, given that we had seen this output and the VR was not able to tamper with these images. So this was a good work from the referee. Maybe he didn't know what was up, but when he checked on the screens, it was a clear offside and 3 minutes of time wasting checking nonsense. And now we were on a mission to make it 2-0. De Jong and Ferran came in. And 6 minutes after the penalty incidents, VR took about 6 minutes to pull out this image. You can see how well Las Palmas were offside. And 8 minutes were added. Ferran came and it was another golazo. I don't know whether it was silencing the fans or the VAR team or whoever. So 2 great goals from Olmo and Ferran. Rafinha had to come out for Gerard Martin in the 96th minute. So basically the game was over. And it was our subs who rescued us. It was a frustrating game, but we got the job done. And now coming to the game tonight, it's Barca against Atletico Madrid in the Copa del Rey. Real will also be facing Real Sociedad. And as we had discussed before, this is one of the 3 games that we'll be playing against Atletico Madrid. So this is the first game that will enable us to see how we will handle the rest of the 2 games, both in the Copa del Rey away and also in LaLiga. And looking at Atleti's form, they've also been firing just like us. They only have 1 loss in their last 10 games. And it's the only loss this year. And looking at our form, we are unbeaten in 2025. And if you look at both teams, we can say these are the 2 top teams in Europe. And now looking at our past games with Atleti, we have really enjoyed some wins, except for our previous game where we lost 2-1 to Atleti. We all remember it. It was the last game of the year and they won it in the last seconds of the game with the last kick of the ball. So we are here to revenge. And this is going to be my predicted lineup. Szczesny in goal. I see Kunde, Inigo Martinez, Pau Kubasi and Balde. I don't know whether Arau will start. And in the midfield, Pedri, Frankie and Olmo. So I think Frankie will come back to the starting squad. And after missing Olmo in 2 of my last predictions, where he has really demonstrated why he need to start, I'm also going with Olmo for the same. I don't know whether Flick will hear this, but Olmo needs to start this time round. We know the super sub may work, but we would like to see a lot, not just 45 minutes of his brilliant performance. Up front, I'll go with Rafinha, Lewandowski and maybe Ferran Torres. I don't know whether Yamal will start after the tackles that we saw in the game with all the blood, but we believe he's fine. He should be ready to face this game, although not from the start in my opinion. Let's see how we'll handle the game, revenge this time, learn from our previous game, the last game of the year, and set the pace in this first leg so that we may find it easy in the second leg. Let's go for the win and Visca El Barça. I'll see you soon with all the match reactions, in which we hope we will find it through. So thank you for watching and see you in the next one.